Okay, multimedia demos part 1. Menu bar. Main thing you need to tell me about the menu bar is that it gives you options. And please look where my mouse is, right up at the top of the screen. It gives you options. The word options is right up there. Next you have the toolbar. Has a number of items on it, and the main thing you need to tell me about the toolbar is that the toolbar gives you instant access to items. Next we have the timeline. This is the largest area on the Sony Vegas window. It's where my mouse is again. Then we have the track list. 1, 2, 3 through 6 tracks that are open up every time you open up a project. Of course you can add more, but all you need to do is just go like this. Right here is the track list. Then we talk about the Windows docking area, which is the area up here where my mouse is running through right now. It's a larger area. It takes about 1/3 of the overall Sony Vegas window. And then we have using a floating window. Grab any one of these sets of dots and just pull down. Pull it out. It looks like somebody has reshaped my window here lately, so I will pull it out just to give you an idea of what the full window looks like. And then generally you want to grab it by the upper left hand corner, pop it back over to where you want it. Okay, so grab the dots, pull them down, and there you go, and then put it back in. It's called the docking area because when you pull it out, the window floats like a boat. And much like a boat, when it goes into dock, it's locked into place. So, menu bar gives you options, toolbar, instant access. This is the timeline, Sony Vegas track list, the Sony Vegas docking area, and using a floating window. Next we have open a new project. You can go to the piece of paper, you can hit Control End, or you can go to Project New. Doesn't matter which one you hit because we're always going to cancel these out in the end. What you need to do is you need to say, I would give it a good name. And I would browse it to the correct folder being my folder in the multimedia drive. And then you can simply hit cancel and cancel. Then we have open a saved project, and you need to identify what a saved project looks like. So we can go to project open, we can go to open project by hitting this folder, or we can simply hit Control O, and up comes this screen. At this point you just simply need to say, I would browse to the correct folder under the multimedia drive. Let's see where that little drive is at, right there. Just kind of indicate this. And if there's already a Vegas file in here, you don't need to go any farther. I just need to know that you know to browse to the correct folder, and that a Vegas file is a tomandjerry.vf or a Weston Throwing.vf, and then it has this little silver symbol next to it. So that's what you need to tell me. Browse to the correct folder, and I would open a Vegas file. Now you can go ahead and close that. To save a file correctly, you go Project, Save As, browse to the correct folder under the multimedia drive, give it a good name, and hit Save. And of course, we'll just hit Cancel again. Downloading a video from the internet. Well, let's pop this up, and we are going to go to YouTube. Probably should have had my video ready to go, but we'll just pick on 4 Ways to Love Each Other by Taylor Malley. I haven't heard this one before. Taylor Malley's a credible poet, and what we're going to do is we are just going to copy the URL, and we'll open up another tab over here, and we are going to go to keepvid.com, and we are going to hit Control V and paste our URL. Hit download. You'll have this yellow bar that comes up at the top. Hit run this time. Please do not be lured by these large buttons. They are just malware and spyware buttons. And down here is really what's going on. We're waiting for this to actually bring up the video information. Once your information pops up, and occasionally another screen will pop up where you'll need to hit run one more time. FLVs can be downloaded for Vegas, but they have to be converted to either an MP4, an AVI, or an MPG or something like that, because FLVs do not go into Vegas. Generally what we'll do if we want audio and videos, we'll use the MP4. It's decent quality, it's not great, but it works well. If you just want audio, you're going to hit an MP3. Okay, well, for this one here, I'm going to hit an MP4. And it doesn't look like that wants to work quite right for me today. And I should have kept my window open here. Put that back in there again, hit run this time. Now here's my files again. We're going to go with the download an MP3 this time because it wasn't working for me. I got to hit run this time again. And occasionally you're going to run into those problems. Not all video downloaders are made equally, and since most of them are free, there are quirks with them. Most of the time we can download a video without a problem though. Okay, so I'm going to hit download MP3, and I got to hit run this time again. You got to be aware of that. It'll pop up all the time, and you'll sit there staring at the page hoping something will work. You're going to say browse to the correct folder, and then you're actually going to hit save, and then you'll see some percentages taking place at this point. When that is at 100%, you would say, I can then move it into Sony Vegas because I put it into the correct folder, and then I move it into Vegas. Okay, so let me close that because that's all you really need to show me on this. You need to say, I would go find my video, right click on my URL, copy that, go over to Keep Vid, paste that, hit download. And then I would choose either an MP4 for audio or video, or download an MP3 for just audio. That's all you need to say for it. Find the video, copy and paste the URL, hit download, MP4 for audio video, MP3 for just audio. I'll leave that up. Okay. Importing a still image from the web. So let's go over here and we will go to Google Images. We'll hit Google Images and we'll probably get images of Google Images. Nope. We'll just go with Google. Okay, so we'll take standard Google, double click on it, make sure it is up to its full size. The reason that you want to make sure it's at its full size is because when you go right click, save image as, if it's not full size, there is a potential you could be saving a thumbnail. At that point, once you have hit save image as, a little folder should pop up, and right now it popped up over on my other screen. All you would have to say is that I would browse it to the correct folder, which would be in multimedia, semester 2, and whatever class that you're in, and hit save. For our purposes, I'm just going to cancel again. So, key is make sure it's at full size, right click, save image as, browse to the correct folder, hit save. And up next, use your 3 basic hotkeys. Wherever this insertion point is, when I hit the letter S, that will split something. And you can see now that it is indeed split. When I hit the space bar, and let's say that was the area that I wanted more info on. I click and I stop. Goes back to the beginning. That's stopping. And if I use the enter key, and let's say that was the area that I wanted more info on. Pause. It'll stop where it's at. So the S key splits it. Spacebar plays, I click and I stops, and the enter key plays and pauses. Okay, moving along, insert a marker, hit the letter M, label for Organizational purposes. That's what you need to say. I'd hit the letter M, I'd give it a good name, I'd label it, and I use it for organizational purposes. Manually fade my video. A lot of times people try to work on little things like this and they're like, it doesn't work, I can't see it. Okay, do it on a big chunk right there. That's a manual fade. Upper right, upper left, doesn't matter. It turns into a little pie shaped deal. It says fade offset. It's got double arrows. Click and drag it. That right there is a manual fade. Pull it back, get rid of it. Okay, I'm going to split this in the middle out here, right here. This is a crossfade. You drag an event into another event and you get the crossing. That's a crossfade. Right click, go to fade type. You have 25 selections. All you got to do is click on one and go there. I put in a new fade type. Fade types are for fine tuning. It's certainly more advanced skills where you start using fade types. Hello.